Hello dear fans, friends and subscribers. This is your host Ram welcoming you to your favorite show, the cricket show with your host Ram, Cricket Happening Show. And a warm welcome to everybody. Well, as far as today's Cricket Happening Show is concerned, I'm going to talk about Zimbabwe losing the first match of the one-day series by a huge margin. In fact, Pakistan won the match by 131 runs in the first one-day international, which was played at the Harare Sports Club, and the hero was Yasir Shah, the right-arm leg spinner, who took 6 wickets. In fact, he was the one who really started piling on the pressure on the Zimbabwean batsmen. Zimbabwean batsmen were chasing 260 to win the match, and they folded up over 128 with the man of the match, Yasir Shah, returning figures of 9 overs, no maiden, 26 runs, and he took 6 wickets. Tremendous bowling spell, and I'm also told that is the second best by a Pakistani spinner in one-day internationals. A tremendous spell here from Yasir Shah, the right-arm leggy. So, as far as just talking about this particular match, it was Zimbabwe who actually won the toss and they decided to field first. Now, deciding to field first, as I said yesterday in my preview, I was wondering why Zimbabwe are going into this particular match with only one genuine quickie. Well, they did have Luke Jongwe, who was there, who shared the new ball, which was good, but again, I felt 2 genuine quicks are required for sure as far as Zimbabwe, and we saw that there was definitely some movement in the air and off the pitch. As I said, it was hazy conditions, and the conditions were really good enough, I thought, for Zimbabwe to actually insert the opposition first, and that's what precisely actually Zimbabwe did. Well, they did it, and it was also, and there were 2 debutants today on either side. Pakistan really blooded right-arm medium-pace bowler Amar Yamin, and Zimbabwe blooded Brian Shardy, the opener, today. So both players actually making their one-day international debut. Now, as far as the Pakistan innings was concerned, Azhar Ali, the captain, opened up with Ahmed Shahzad, but it was very smart work by John Nimble, who actually ran out Azhar Ali for 11 of 22 balls with 2 fours. Now, after that, I thought the Zimbabwean bowling, as I said, the stroke making was not so easy. There was definitely some movement in the air and off the pitch, and Dinesh Panyangra was operating along with Luke Jongwe, and I thought they were doing a good job there. In fact, Panyangra went on to pick up the wicket of Ahmed Shahzad for 12 of 16 balls with 2 fours, and then Luke Jongwe sent Mohammad Hafiz back into the pavilion for 10 of 19 balls with 2 fours, which made the score 35 for 3 in the 10th over, and I thought Zimbabwe were doing really well at that stage. But after that, there were some contributions. In fact, it was the rot was stemmed by Sarfaraz Ahmed, the wicketkeeper batsman, in the company of Shoaib Malik, as they took on the score to the 100 mark without any further mishap till the they took the scoring. In fact, they brought up the 100 only in the halfway mark of the Pakistani innings at 24.3 overs. In fact, in the 25th over, they brought up the 100, but it was a very good partnership. In fact, at least it revived the Pakistani innings, and the score was reading 100 for 3 at that stage. With Sarfaraz Ahmed really showing a lot of composure. We didn't see Sarfaraz Ahmed coming in and really attacking the bowling. It was a very matured approach coming in from Sarfaraz Ahmed, I thought. And Shoaib Malik, we all know that Shoaib Malik is a very experienced campaigner, so he also knuckled down to the task, and they took on the score to 100. And when things were going on and the 100 mark was reached, at that same score of 100, Shoaib Malik was lost, as John Nimble clean bowled Shoaib Malik for 31 of 49 deliveries with 2 fours and 1 6, which brought Mohammad Rizwan to the crease. And as I was telling you yesterday also in my preview, that we have seen that Mohammad Rizwan the wicket-keeper batsman has been, I mean, he's normally a wicket-keeper, but he can also keep wickets, even though Sarfaraz Ahmed kept the wickets today. Mohammad Rizwan is a very, I think is a very consistent player, because of whatever the limited opportunities he has got, he has always capitalized. He has played some quick-fire innings, and today he had to play a long innings because he came when the Pakistan were 100 for 4 in the 25th over, and what a partnership that happened. In fact, as far as Sarfaraz Ahmed was concerned, Sarfaraz Ahmed was there in the company of Mohammad Rizwan only till the score reached 128, with Graham Creamer, the leggy, getting the wicket of Sarfaraz Ahmed for 44 of 59 balls with 3 fours. But after that, the score at 128 for 5, and I thought Zimbabwe would have been very happy with that effort, and they would have probably thought that they now have a real chance of restricting the Pakistani scoring. But let me tell you, Mohammad Rizwan showed that he could really come alive to the situation. It was a sort of a crisis situation at which Mohammad Rizwan arrived at the crease. He got the company of Imad Wasim, and what a knock from both these players. I mean, from 128 for 5, where Zimbabwe definitely had this Pakistani innings under full control, they totally lost it there with what a partnership. In fact, it was a very nice partnership which added 124 valuable runs for the 6th wicket, and that's the precise reason Pakistan ended up with a score of 259 for 6 of their 50 overs. Mohammad Rizwan was superb. He was playing his strokes with utmost regularity. At the other end, Imad Wasim was also doing the same. We saw Imad Wasim reverse sweep Paniangra for a 4, and towards the final stages, we saw that Mohammad Rizwan and Imad Wasim really took on the Zimbabwean bowling and tore it to, really started tearing it, as Mohammad Rizwan really, I would say, changed gears at the right moment during the final stages when he went after Paniangra big time, and he actually took 22 runs for the final over, which was bowled by Tinasha Paniangra, and he also hit 1-6, where he actually lofted the ball over the head of Paniangra into the stands, and he was really playing with lots of confidence, and what a partnership. It enabled Imad Wasim to get on to his maiden 50 in one-day internationals, and Imad Wasim, we have seen that with his bowling, he has already proved himself. He was the player of the T20 series, as you know, and Imad Wasim has also shown that he can really bat, as he contributed 61 of as many balls with 5 fours being run out. And finally, as I said, it was Mohammad Rizwan who gave the finishing touches to the innings by slamming 22 runs of a Tinasha Paniangra over and finishing unbeaten on 75 of 74 balls with 4 fours and 2 sixes. Amar Yamin on his debut was not out on 1. Pakistan reaching 259 for 6 of their 50 overs. The bowling, Tinasha Paniangra, came in for some severe beating from the hands of the bat of Mohammad Rizwan, as he was clattered. 9 overs, 1 maiden, 66 runs and 1 wicket. Luke Jongwe looked impressive, 9 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 42. Chamu Chibaba was absolutely on the money, and that was the time when in the morning when there was some assistance in the pitch. Chibaba 8 overs, 1 maiden, none for 25. Creamer 6 overs, cost him 45 with 1 wicket. Sean Williams 9 overs, 35, also bowled very well, and John Nimbo also did a fine job, bowling 9 overs, no maiden, 1 for 39. So the spinners really did a good job there, and Pakistan, I thought they really recovered beautifully to 259 for 6, and eventually that proved to be a winning score. Zimbabwe chasing 260 runs for victory. They had the debutant Brian Chari, the debutant opener Brian Chari along with Chibaba, and let me tell you, it was a real struggle for both Brian Chari on debut, showing signs of some nerves there when Shamu Chibaba, and Mohammad Irfan was really turning it on. Amar Yamin, the right arm medium pacer, was also bowling in the right areas, and I thought he was pretty impressive with his spell there, Amar Yamin. And Mohammad Irfan was making life difficult because of his height. He was getting the ball to bounce, and Brian Charlie and Shabab had to be really watchful. They were not able to get the ball off the square, and soon as the score reached 23 in 8 overs, the first victim was Chamu Chibaba. Imad Wazim got Chibaba at LBW for 12 of 27 balls with 2 fours, which made it 23 for 1. And then Hamilton Masakadza came in and joined Brian Charlie. Brian Charlie was really struggling in his one-day international debut, was claimed by Yasir Shah. Now this was that Brian Charlie knew nothing about. Probably international cricket would teach him a lot of lessons here, as Yasir Shah cleaned him up with a googly, as Brian Charlie was bowled by Yasir Shah for 16 of 36 balls with 1 4. After that we saw Yasir Shah foxing Masakadza, and Masakadza trying to give room for himself to slam the ball through the offside, has his stumps rearranged by Yasir Shah. So Masakadza gone bowled Yasir Shah for 15 of 34 balls with 1 4. Zimbabwe were 54 for 3 at that stage, and they were really not able to get any control over the innings. So if you look at it, look at the card, it was Sean Williams who was the highest scorer with 26, and we saw that the pressure started building on the Zimbabwean innings. Yasir Shah was bowling magnificently. At the other end, we also saw Shoaib Malik weaving a very good spell, and it really, and Imad Wazim. So the spinners were absolutely on the Zimbabwean batsmen, and also one thought that Zimbabwe adopted a sort of a very slow approach. Probably they decided that it is better to keep wicket in hand and then attack, but that particular ploy really proved really counterproductive there, as the wicket started falling pretty quickly. It was the next to go was Sean Williams trying to have a hike at Shoaib. In fact, Shoaib Malik was, as I said, was bowling very well, and he got one ball which he pitched outside the off stump, and it really turned a long way, and Sean Williams missed it, and probably Sean Williams thought the ball might be probably leaving him, but on the other hand, the ball really turned in, and Sean Williams was gone bowled by Shoaib Malik for 26 of 31 deliveries with just 1 6 to his name, and that made it 89 for 4. And then Sikandar Raza having a wide heave without getting into the pitch of the ball from Yasir Shah was caught by Shoaib Malik for 19 of 40 deliveries with 1 4. Chigumbra hit 2 fours of the bowling of Yasir Shah, but then Yasir Shah himself picked up the wicket of Chigumbra when he was very well caught by Mohammad Rizwan for 22. So that made it, and then we saw Mutumbami. In fact, Chigumbra was there, but before Chigumbra went, we saw that Yasir Shah picked up the wicket of Mutumbami for 3, a brilliant catch taken by Mohammad Hafiz, and then Shoaib Malik, as I said, today was relying on getting the ball to really turn, one could say, because he got Luke Dongway LBW for naught, Creamer LBW to Malik for 2, and then finally it was Tinasha Panyangra who was the last victim, as Zimbabwe couldn't really get going against this Pakistani spin attack, and Panyangra was gone out for 4 with 1 4. Nimbu remained not out on 2. The Zimbabwean innings quickly wound up for 128. They couldn't even play their 50 overs. They were all out for 128, and Pakistan winning the first match of the 3-match one-day international series here by a good margin of 131 runs. And Yasir Shah, as I said, bowling magnificently, 9 overs, no maiden, 26 runs and 6 wickets, was declared man of the match. Looking at the bowling figures for the Pakistani bowling, Mohammad Irfan absolutely on the money. 4 overs, 2 maidens, none for 7, really did give nothing away to the Zimbabwean batsman to score off. Amir Amin on his one-day international debut was quite impressive. 6 overs, 1 maiden, none for 22. Imad Wazim continued his good spell. 7 overs, no maiden, 1 for 24. Yasir Shah, magnificent bowling figures of 6 for 26. Wahab Riaz also came to the party. 4 overs, none for 18. And Shoaib Malik bowling 7 overs, no maiden, 3 for 30 was very impressive. And as I said, Zimbabwe losing the first one-day international to Pakistan in this 3-match series by 131 runs, and Pakistan have gone 1-0 in the 5-match one-day international series. Well, dear fans and subscribers, hope you all like this match report on the first one-day international of the series between Pakistan and Zimbabwe. There's more to come tomorrow. I reckon there should be, I'm sure there is South Africa are going to play their first match against India, in the sense the first T20 match. That is also coming up probably tomorrow or on Saturday. But whatever the case may be, I'm out here to always talk about those matches in cricket. And well, I'll be coming up with more international matches tomorrow. That's on a Friday. Till such time, I see you, dear friends and subscribers. It's your host Ram bidding goodbye. Thank you.